Hi everyone, it's me Gaming Jew, and it has been a long time since I've done a tier list, but at long last we are back. And to celebrate basically the long hiatus for tier lists, well, we are going to be doing two again. Just like my last time where I did two tier lists, there's going to be two tier lists. Not in the same video, there's going to be an A and B. This is tier list A. SpongeBob Squarepants Seasons. SpongeBob, for the longest time, used to be my favorite show. I would watch it all the time as a kid. Now, I can really enjoy the first three seasons, and beyond that, it really varies. But I don't quite enjoy it as much as I used to as a kid, with the exception of the first three seasons. I pretty much feel the exact same as I did as a kid. But, I'm not including season 13 because season 13 is over, so this is only the first 12 seasons. And, yeah, let's get right on into it. Starting with season 1, I'm gonna put it in awesome. Yes, I know, it's practically sacrilegious, but I love season 1. I think it's awesome. What brings it down is honestly the fact that I'm not a huge fan of the animation. It just doesn't quite seem as polished as seasons 2 and 3. So that's why I think it is the weakest of the pre-movie seasons. Some might argue that season 3 is, but I couldn't possibly see how anybody could consider season 3 the weakest. I love season 3, but we'll get on to that in a second. Season 1 is awesome. Really, really awesome. But with its animation being a little outdated, I gotta put it at awesome tier instead of god tier. Some highlight episodes, in my opinion, are Pizza Delivery, Scaredy Pants, Sleepy Time, and Rock Bottom. While for bad episodes, none of them are really bad, except for it does have some of the weaker pre-movie episodes. In particular, Squeaky Boots is kind of a really annoying episode. I also don't really get too much out of Sandy's Rocket. I think they're sister episodes, actually, so what a coincidence. I think the two weakest episodes of the season are together. But, overall, I do very much enjoy season 1 of SpongeBob, just not quite as much as seasons 2 and 3. Season 2, on the other hand, god tier. Oh my god, where do I even begin? First of all, the animation is much, much better. Some of the earlier episodes of season 2 look slightly outdated, but nowhere near to the degree. But I get how you'd say that season 1 kind of has that old Nickelodeon feel compared to seasons 2 and 3. So I get how you'd say you kind of like the animation style of season 1, and I do, but it's noticeable. But season 2 is hilarious. There are so many phenomenal episodes in season 2. Band Geeks, Graveyard Shift, Krusty Love, you have Secret Box, you have so many other great episodes. You've got, I almost said Idiot Box, but I believe Idiot Box was in season 3. One of my personal favorites from season 2, I absolutely love this episode. This episode has been around since my childhood, and I don't know why, I have a special thing for Dying for Pie. That episode, I think, is just so freaking hilarious and shows that Squidward truly is a caring friend. So, that might be my favorite episode of the season. I don't know, it's very close between that and Band Geeks, but... Oh no, I know what my favorite episode of Season 2 is. Definitively, for me, it's Christmas Who. That episode is so special for me. It means the world to me. I watched that pretty much every Christmas since I first saw it in like 2005 or something. It means the world to me, and it's like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and Frosty the Snowman level nostalgia. So, to make a long story short, Season 2 is awesome. Oh my god. It's like picking freaking children between Season 2 and Season 3. Ooh. You know what? I'm gonna give the slight edge to 3. Season 2 is amazing. Season 2 is one of the 2 best seasons of the show. But I just get more of a kick out of Season 3. Season 3 of this show is the best, in my opinion. This is the peak of the show. So many memorable episodes, like Idiot Box, like I mentioned, One Crab's Trash, the Krusty Krab training video. You've got Chocolate with Nuts. You've got The Algae's Always Greener. You've got SpongeBob Meets the Strangler. So many memorable episodes in Season 3 that it's not even funny. And I think the jokes overall are the best in this season. I think the most underrated joke of probably all of SpongeBob SquarePants is the joke in the episode Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy 5, where this guy is literally just kissing his pillow in his car, and it's just so shocking to see that it makes me bust out laughing every single time I see it. Not my favorite joke of the show, but it's probably the most underrated in my opinion. Season 3 is a freaking classic with so many memorable episodes that I gotta put it at number 1. In my opinion, pre-movie Spongebob Seasons just kept getting better and better. Now, Steven Hillenburg has left the show. Rest in peace, Steven Hillenburg, by the way. You gave me one of the biggest things of my childhood, and I truly am honored to watch your show. But, anywho, Steven Hillenburg left in 2004 after the movie. How did the show fare when Steven Hillenburg left? As soon as he left? I thought it was pretty freaking good. Yep, call me crazy, I'm putting Season 4 in awesome. It's the weakest season by far, but I wouldn't say it's much weaker than Season 1. First of all, the animation is better than Season 1. I actually kind of prefer the animation of Seasons 2 and 3 just because Season 4 feels a little too fast-paced in its animation, and really we would feel that kind of animation throughout the rest of the series. Not exactly the same, but the animation gets a fair bit more fast-paced with Season 4. Season 4 is very good. It has got this is the first season to have very bad episodes. Episodes like I'm with Stupid and Party Pooper Pants from Seasons 2 and 3 aren't especially good, but they ain't Good Neighbors, and they especially ain't All That Glitters. one of my least favorite episodes of the show. I freaking despise that episode. But for the most part, you've got Dunces and Dragons. You've got Have You Seen This Snail? You got Krusty Towers. You got an episode that I honestly like. I don't know if a lot of people like it, but I love Patrick Smartpants. I love the episode Chimps Ahoy. I love Whale of a Birthday. Karate Island was a good one too. I don't know if I'd say I'd love it, but I really like it. Crabs vs. Plankton, Fear of a Krabby Patty. Maybe it's just because I grew up with season 4, but honestly, I don't see that much of a drop off with season 4. Maybe a little bit towards the end of the season, but most of the season is very, very good, and I'm going to give an awesome tier. Season 5, wow, this is actually pretty hard. I can't give it awesome. There's a lot of flops in season 5, honestly. But I'll give it good. Probably just on the cusp of good, almost going meh, but I think season 5 is the last good season for a while. After season 5, the seasons are not good until, like, season 9. Season 5 is pretty good. Not great, but good. For every freaking Crabs a la Mode or Roller Cowards, you have episodes like Fungus Among Us. I had to make that joke. Or To Love a Patty. Which means there are some really good episodes in this season, and there are some really bad episodes in this season. For every freaking good episode you get a bad episode. This is where I feel the characters start to feel really different. Like, they're starting to get into their modern SpongeBob selves. But overall, I still feel like, well, what I'm trying to say is I feel like the tone of season 5 is where it starts to feel more like modern SpongeBob than the old episodes. But it's not necessarily a bad thing because there are some really good episodes this season. Some people might disagree with me in saying that they think A Breath of Fresh Squidward is a bad episode. It's one of my personal favorites of season 5. Atlantis Squarepants is honestly an episode I don't hate. I don't like it, but I don't hate it. Honestly, maybe that's just because I got nostalgia goggles on, and season 5 is when I was probably at my prime for watching new SpongeBob episodes. Season 5 was probably the prime. That and 6. So, if I do, well, you'll find out where 6 is. Season 5 overall really is almost a mixed bag, but with episodes like Roller Cowards and Crabs a la Mode, it really makes up to have just enough good episodes to consider it good. Now, what about season 6? Let's not kid ourselves. Season 6 is not a good season. It's not meh, it's bad. Sandcastles in the Sand is good. Honestly, outside of the toenail scene, House Fancy is not a bad episode. That's really about it. You got episodes like, well, Choir Boys, which is, wow. Didn't expect this show would get that bad. You got episodes like, what's that episode called? Crap, I'm even starting to forget some of the episodes of this season. What was the name of that one? Oh, gosh. It's the one... Oh, Boating Buddies! That's what it was. You got Boating Buddies. You got... Oh, gosh. Here we go again. What's the one where SpongeBob designs his house to look exactly like Squidward's house? It was the simplest title in the world. It was Squid's Visit. That episode is awful. God awful. It is. Oh my god. Might just be my least favorite episode of the season. That one creeps me out the most. It's just so freaking creepy seeing SpongeBob design his house to look exactly like Squidward's. Please come over for a visit. Squidward should have called the freaking police on SpongeBob in that episode. But it's not trash because there is one saving grace, maybe two, in Slumber Party and Sandcastles in the Sand. Other than that, I can't think of much good for Season 6. Season 7. Whew. My personal opinion, I don't think there's a single episode I like. You got okay episodes like SpongeBob's Last Stand, and really, that's about it. This season has a palette for Gary. This season has Stuck in the Ringer. This season has freaking one course meal. Yeah, I think that's pretty much guaranteed trash. This season has some of the worst episodes of the series. 6 does too, but 7 has the top tier worst episodes of the series that are absolute trash. My opinion, the best episode is only okay this season, which is SpongeBob's Last Stand, in my opinion. Other than that, nah, there's not much good about the rest of this season. It's really hard to say anything that could possibly save Season 7. Season 8, meh. You know, it got better than Season 7, but it's not a huge improvement. It's a SpongeBob Christmas is in this season, and that episode is the best episode in a long time. Best episode since Season 5. But, with that being said, this season is probably the most forgettable season of the entire series. Season 8 is where I started watching the series a lot less as I was sort of starting to grow out of SpongeBob, and this is around the time that I started watching reviews of people really naming off what the bad episodes of the series are, and maybe I had a little bit of nostalgia and kind of thought Season 6 and 7 were okay as a kid, but now I can't stand them. Season 8, I just don't really care about Season 8. Outside of It's a SpongeBob Christmas, I really don't care for it at all. The episodes are nowhere near as bad except for episodes like Pet Sitter Pat, but it's like watching freaking paint dry. Season 8 might just be the most boring season of the entire show, in my opinion. Season 9, on the other hand, I'm going to put it above Season 5 and good. Season 9 is a pretty big improvement. over other seasons. This is the last season of the show where I pretty much watched every single episode. I still have episodes I haven't watched of 10, 11, and 12. Because season 10 premiered when I was 15 years old, so I was growing a lot older. When season 9 premiered, I believe I was 10 or 11 years old. So, I believe I was 10 when season 9 premiered, so I was still at the age where I was catching old SpongeBob. I was starting to grow out of it a little bit, but I was still premiering to the episodes. Season 9 is good. It has a lot of good episodes, like, Goodbye Krabby Patty is probably my favorite episode of the season. You have episodes like, Patrick the Game is a really good one. Plankton's Pet is probably my favorite of the earlier seasons. There really is a lot of good episodes, but sort of like season 8, this is where it starts to get more forgettable. And there are a couple of episodes that are bad. Honestly, Squid Baby, Little Yellow Book, and SpongeBob You're Fired are some of the worst episodes of the show. Not so much Little Yellow Book as much as Squid Baby and, good God, SpongeBob You're Fired. SpongeBob You're Fired feels like a leftover season 6 or 7 episode. Garbage. Garbage episode. But, with Steven Hillenburg returning to this season, he does bring a lot of improvements that makes the show feel fresh again. And season 9A, I think, is, if it was just 9A, it would be an awesome. But because you also have, I can't even speak right. If it was just 9B, it would be awesome. But because you got 9A there, it's just good. But it's got a lot of really good episodes, so I will put it above season 5. Season 10, I haven't seen every episode. I've probably seen about half of it. But I will put it in good also. I will put it between season 9 and 5. 10's biggest achievement, in my opinion, is Mimic Madness. An absolute joy to watch. I also really like the episode SpongeBob's Place. That's a really good episode, but I haven't really seen too much of it besides that. And I sort of feel the same way with season 11 and 12. So 10 through 12, I have the absolute least to say. Because we're already getting on to my opinions on season 11, which I will actually put in the top tier for good. There's a lot of really good episodes this season, like My Leg, and I really like the episode Doodle Dimension. But then you also got episodes like Ink Lemonade, which is not very good at all. Wouldn't quite call it one of the worst episodes of the show, but of this era of the show, it probably is the worst episode. And season 12, I've only seen one episode from season 12, which is SpongeBob's birthday blowout. I thought it was good, so judging by that, I'll put it there. So here is my SpongeBob tier list rank. So this would be my ranking of all the seasons if this was a ranking video. Last place, number 12, is season 7. So many annoying episodes with so much crap and not a lot of redeeming qualities to it. Number 11 is season 6. It's bad, it's very bad, but it does have a few redeeming qualities and episodes like uh, Slumber Party and Sandcastles in the Sand. Number 10 is season 8, really the most boring, forgettable season of the show. You got It's a SpongeBob Christmas, but other than that, the season is just forgettable. Number 9 is going to be season 12. Really, this is only by judging SpongeBob's Birthday Blowout. It was good. I don't think it was the best episode ever, but I enjoyed it. That's really the only episode of season 12 I've seen. Coming in at number 8 is season 5. Season 5 is still enjoyable overall, but you can see SpongeBob is starting to deteriorate. It started in season 4, but it's really starting to show in season 5 that Steven Hillenburg is gone from the show. And it's just not as good as the good old days. Number 7 is going to be season 10. I've seen about half of this season. It's good. I can't really judge it too much outside of Mimic Madness being an incredible episode, but I do really enjoy it. Number 6 is going... Is this number 6? Yeah, number 6 is season 9. Season 9 is good in its first half and great in its second half. 9B is awesome. If it was just 9B, it would probably be just behind all the pre-movie seasons as the best era of SpongeBob. But you got 9A there that kind of ruins it. But 9A is still pretty good. Number 5, bringing us into the top 5, is season 11. Season 11 is the best modern SpongeBob season. It has a lot of really good episodes. But I haven't seen a lot of it, so I can't really judge it that way. But from what I've heard, it's really good. The best season of the modern SpongeBob era. Number 4 is season 4. Season 4 is one of the core SpongeBob seasons of my childhood. This is when I started to watch the premieres, when they premiered on Nickelodeon. I was too young to watch. Actually, I think I did see SpongeBob Meets the Strangler and Pranks-a-Lot when it premiered on TV. So I think I did premiere to one season 3 episode on its premiere. I believe I was 3 years old. I could barely remember, but I just remember I think I saw that episode on its premiere. But season 4 is where I first started to watch the episodes full way through on their premiere. I was very young when season 4 came out, but I was old enough to remember. The first special I watched was Have You Seen This Snail? And that was awesome. Season 4 means a lot to me, and honestly, I think it has way more good than bad. Good Neighbors and All That Glitters are bad episodes, but then you got Have You Seen This Snail, Dungeons and Dragons, and Krusty Towers that really freaking shine as much as the pre-movie seasons. And predictably, top 3 are the pre-movie seasons. Number 3, season 1. The old animation kind of brings this back from being God tier, but other than that, so many freaking classics this season, like Pizza Delivery, Scaredy Pants, Sleepy Time, Rock Bottom, so many great episodes this season that it's just a joy to watch full way through. It would be God tier if the animation was just a little bit better. Number 2 is season 2. Season 2 is damn near perfect. You got I'm With Stupid, which is an episode I don't especially like, but other than that, I love pretty much every other episode from this season. Oh my god, you got Dying for Pie, Band Geeks, Graveyard Shift. You've got, oh my god, Secret Box, so many phenomenal episodes this season that it's not even funny. But there is one more season I like more than season 2. Coming in at number 1 is season 3. Oh my god. This is one of my favorite seasons in television history. There's just so many memorable episodes from season 3. Chocolate with nuts. One Crab's trash. Wet painters. The Krusty Krab training video. I think pretty much this entire season is good. There's not one episode that I don't consider good, and very limited that I don't consider great. Really, the only episode I don't consider great this season is Party Pooper Pants, and I even like that episode. I do. I like that episode, but I don't love it. And yeah, that's about it. This is my opinion on all of the SpongeBob seasons in the form of a tier list. Not sure what the second tier list will be for, I believe this is tier list number 8. This is 8A. 8B will be uploaded soon. And that's about it. Gaming Do here. See you later. Bye.